Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be taking a look at the problem with scare attractions at Thorpe Park. Now, before anyone gets on their case and starts getting angry at me, this is purely my opinion, and is my opinion my own. I did get this video idea for someone who commented on my video last video, so I can't remember your name, but thank you, because you really inspired me to do this video. Don't know what I would have done without it. But yeah, comment down below any video suggestions, and as you can see here, it will most likely happen. Obviously, I'm getting my upload schedule back up and running now, so it's a video every 2 days. So definitely subscribe and turn notifications on if you're interested in that sort of stuff. So without further ado, let's do it. Okay, so the 3 scare attractions or rides I'm going to be talking about in this video are Saw, The Walking Dead the ride, and Dan Brown's Ghost Train. Now, I've already done a video on Dan Brown's Ghost Train, but that was purely for that itself, and that was to do with what they could do to improve that ride, whereas this one is just going to be the problems with the scare itself. So, the first problem I have is mainly to do with the fact that it's just not scary. I mean, to someone who's young, yes, it would be very scary. If I was 12 or 11, I went into something like Dan Brown's Ghost Train, I'd be petrified. But for people who it's meant to be intended for, people over 13, it's just not scary enough. And that's the problem with this. It's the fact that they're wasting their money on something that's not scary. Now, me averaging out when I go to Thorpe Park, if I go to Thorpe Park, I don't do the Ghost Train every single time, because it's just the same thing over and over again, and it's not scary. Granted, they have made some improvements to the live action section of that ride, but the rest of it, I'm just sitting in a train for half an hour. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. If it's your first time going to the park, or it's your first time going on the Ghost Train, good, you'll most likely enjoy it for the story. But if you've already been on it, it's going to be the same thing practically. There'll be small changes, but you'll overall feel like it's the same experience. Now, this kind of changes with the Walking Dead ride, because for me, if it's a roller coaster, I'll ride it as many times as I want. This will go towards Saw as well. The fact that the Walking Dead ride, it's not only just an attraction or experience, it's a roller coaster as well, so it's hard to kind of get bored of. I don't usually get bored of doing the same coaster over and over again. And also the fact that because the Walking Dead's whole theme, it feels like you're in the moment, and it's just a lot better in my opinion than the Ghost Train. Not to say that it hasn't got its flaws, it is in itself a terrible ride, but it's still an enjoyable experience. The thing is that makes it really unique is the end part, especially with the actors, because every time it'll be different, you'll get different amount of actors, and it sort of adds that more of uniqueness to the ride. But obviously, I don't do this as much as I do the Ghost Train. I will ride this more than I will the Ghost Train, because it's more re-rideable. I'll be using that term in this video quite a lot. It's re-rideable, right? I don't know whether that's an official word, but that's what I'm going to be using. So the problems with this attraction mainly stem from the fact that the theming while you're on the coaster is a bit weak. Now, don't start and like I said, start giving me hate. I do believe the Walking Dead ride is one of the best themed rides on the park, on par with Swarm, but there's just little details that make it so it's less believable. Say during the ride, when you pull up against the little station-looking thing, and you try and struggle getting the train started, it basically just looks like a cardboard sheet that's got screens on it. It doesn't look like it belongs there. If that bit was in the tunnel, I would completely understand it, and it would be a lot more immersive. But because it literally just looks like a sheet of like plastic or sheet of cardboard, it doesn't give me that feel. That's got nothing to do with the scare factor though. That is the part of the ride. And that leads me into another point, is the actors. Now, the actors do give you an enjoyable and unique experience, but once again, they're just not scary. They'll be, like I said, they'll be scary to younger audiences, but for me, I can just walk through that ride with nothing scaring me. And I want to be scared. That's the whole point of going into the ride, which is why I'm talking about this. Not saying it's a bad ride, but just because people who go into this sort of stuff want to be scared. So overall, the Walking Dead ride is way better than the Dan Brown's Ghost Train, in my opinion, and it can be scary at times, 100%. If you're in that beginning corridor, if you slag behind to the back, the lights will just completely shut off, and that is extremely scary to be in a situation like that, because it's the primal fears. But if you're not scared of the dark again, that won't affect you. gets that scare factor inside of you, and is also more enjoyable because it's got coaster element to it as well. A lot of people disagree with me on this and prefer the Ghost Train, but overall I do prefer Walking Dead. I go on it more than the Ghost Train overall, so let's get into Saw. Okay, so my main complaints with Saw the ride always stem from the coaster itself, but today I'm not going to be talking that side of things. I could maybe leave that for a different video. But let's just set aside the actual ride itself now. And let's look at what it inspired to be when it was being made. Now, in the documentary, people said that, or the creators of the ride said that this ride was intended to have actors everywhere. So you had actors in the traps, actors roaming around outside, actors in the queue line. And to me, this is the part that took away the scare factor of Saw. Now, I never rode it when it had the actors or anything in there. But just judging by the queue lines and walking around, those mannequins just don't make it feel real enough. If they had actual people in the traps, yeah, that would scare me. It would make me think, oh wait, this is a bit dodgy, and maybe reconsider going on it because it's scary. But the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, there's a white mannequin in there, that's not very scary. It doesn't give me that caution to go in, which is what a lot of people seek, to be like on the edge and have that adrenaline pumping through their body. Now, setting the actors aside, the actual ride itself, the first indoor part of the coaster for me is the best part of the coaster. It has a lot of good scare opportunities there. Obviously, when you dive down from the spikes, that is extremely good. Obviously, when you twirl around the body on the floor. But the thing this really lacks is theming. Now, obviously, the indoor building section is extremely themed and is probably one of the best themed things in the park. And like I said, along with Walking Dead, Swarm, and stuff like that, but the outside needs work, real work. As soon as you go down underneath the spikes, there is no further theming other than you're going past the building itself, and I feel like that's quite bad. I feel like if the new coaster or the new attraction that comes to Thorpe Park in the next couple of years is a scare attraction, I will lose interest big time. Not because I wouldn't be excited, of course I'll be excited, it's a new thing that's coming, but I wouldn't be as excited as if it was something else, if that makes any sense at all. So, and that's my main real problem with Saw. Saw is a brilliant ride. Obviously, like I said, it's a bit shaky, but that's not nothing to do with the scare factor. I could quite easily sit there and enjoy the coaster. Like I said, it's like the Walking Dead ride. It's re-rideable, and you still get a bit of a thrill out of it. But that is where my main stems from the Dan Brown's Ghost Train, is because it doesn't have that re-rideable factor. It's not scary. It's the age restriction makes it so that the people that are over that age just won't find it scary. I know I was craving a lot of horror when I was like 10 and 11, so me going on that ride would have really, I would have been scared, and it would have been good if I was littler, but obviously they had to have them age restrictions in place, otherwise, just in case they scare some kids to death. So, yeah, that's the end of today's video. This was a bit of a rant video. It wasn't really anything else other than that. I just wanted to try and get my point across about these scare attractions really wasting space and time at the park. Now, I didn't say any of these attractions were bad. I just said that the scariness is quite low. So, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe. I'm doing live streams every Friday now, so definitely stay tuned for them. I did one earlier today. It's going to be uploaded after I did the live stream. So I will still have videos out on the Friday, just I get out from school quite early, so I get to film and do some stuff then. Okay guys, so make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on for that, and I'll see you guys later.